you always hear athletes and you always hear people say, and there's so much controversy behind when somebody says, I don't have a plan B. And then you'll hear a lot of people say, you always need a plan B.
Yeah.
Where was your mindset? Did you have a plan B, or was just like, this is what I'm doing, that's it?
It's funny you bring that up. Huge piece of one of the things I talk about in my book, and a huge piece in all of my seminars and training, is that idea of no plan B.
Okay.
I have believed since the time I was very young that if you want to do something, you go for what you want and you do that until you either get it and it works out, or it reaches a point where it's not sustainable, not feasible. And at that point, you just fall forward into a new plan A. And some people might think that's just semantics. But for me, it really shapes a mindset that says, I'm all in. I'm not gonna deviate my attention or my focus or my effort towards anything other than what I'm doing. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll just move on to a new plan A. I just think so many people can get themselves distracted by thinking about, well, what's the fallback plan? Yeah. And it also gives you a little bit of an out. It takes you out of that back against the wall, got to make this happen mentality. And I saw so many guys when I got into the pros, for instance, that obviously made it to that level and then started to try to do all kinds of other things, start a clothing company or a record label or a business, something that they could fall back on when their career was over. And while I think there's a lot of sense in that, right? Because a lot of guys retire and don't have anything to move on to. What I found was that a lot of times those guys didn't last very long because so much of their focus was on setting up the fallback plan or the next thing or the plan B, that it took their focus away from plan A, what they're doing. And when you're operating at that level, the pro level or the elite levels in business, you have to have a singular focus on what the goal is at hand, what you're trying to do at that time, or you're going to fall into average, mediocre performance.
I love it. I've been an entrepreneur for 26 and a half years. And I 1,000% agree with everything you're saying. It's just that mindset, right? That laser focus to get what you want to, and not be scared to put the extra work in when people are not. So I love that. And you, as you're saying with other athletes, when they start doing that, they start seeing income come through their, and I'm a strong believer as an athlete, we'll talk about that after, when you get to a certain peak as a pro, you want to be able to take that time and brand yourself. So I think that's very important, the branding aspect, the branding aspects leads to so many other different opportunities and ventures. But I do agree that they become very comfortable and they become complacent in the mindset of, like you said, you have a backup plan if this doesn't work out. So their effort is not always 100% focused. It's not like they got to do this to put food on the table anymore, right? So I love that you have that mindset.